there, fellow collectors, Shuki here, and it's time for a review of the Power Rangers Ninja Steel, Cat O'Clock and Stonedozer. So, for all intents and purposes, this was our second wave of Ninja Steel toys, and adding two more villains to the mix. Now, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the villain figures. They're usually not painted well, they usually don't have the max articulation, and these are no exception to either of those rules, but here we are. Been a while since we taken a look at a Power Rangers toy, Ninja Steel in particular, but let's go ahead and take a look at these guys. So on the back here you have the character from the series right there, Pilot the Megazord, even though I'm not sure if he actually fits in there. But hey, and you can take a look at, this was actually the third wave. The Rangers themselves, Ripcon, and then Ripperat, and the Basher bots. Or the Cuda bots, but that's a Basher bot, apparently. And then these two guys. So I think this was actually Wave 3, not Wave 2. But anywho, Stonedozer on the back of this package, since it says. That makes sense. And as always, these are about $9.99 or so, depending on when and where you pick them up from your retailers. You can probably still find these on the shelves, even though Super Ninja Steel stuff is rolling out right now. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get these open and take a look. Alright, here they are, and they're about as much as you'd think they would be. We'll take a look at Cat O'Clock first. Now, Cat O'Clock was actually one of my favorite Ninja monsters, just because, I don't know, I like cats. Watches are cool. It's whatever. And the episodes surrounding this character were always really funny. But, hey, the Ninja Steel one was something. I'll definitely say that. The figure, though, is definitely not the best. Very, very plain in paint. The only real paint applications you have on here are the orange parts where it is brown, the white parts up here, the eyes, the ears, little gold pieces here, and that's really about it. Could definitely be improved by a black wash or something like that, but that applies to most Power Ranger villain figures, to be honest. I do like the design of his tail, but that's just a monster design more or less than the actual figure itself. I kind of wish this rotated. I think that'd be really cool. But articulation wise, you do have a like a swivel joint up here in the shoulder, but because of the way the back is designed, you can't get anywhere with it. Like, it's kind of a pointless piece of articulation. You get this crunch right here, basically. That's it, because it can't go any higher because of that. So it's there, kind of useless, but it's there. But the arm does rotate, gets caught by the tail, though, of course. So you got that in both arms. It's a very tight ratchet joint. So you got that. You do have a ratchet joint at the knee. And then the same joint, these all are pretty much like the same joint systems in the hip. That can move just about that. And again, he gets caught by his butt. Right there. So basic points of articulation, no elbow or anything like that. Again, most of the villain figures usually end up with a point of articulation or two missing, either due to design or whatever it may be. 730 on his chest to emulate the fact that the clock on him said 730, or her. It was a her on a couple occasions, the suit, in both shows. 730 is when Ninja used to air in Japan. Obviously, it has nothing to do with Ninja Steel or when Ninja Steel airs, but the clock on Cat O'Clock was a reference to Ninja when it was in the original Japanese show. Here is Stonedozer. Pretty much, I think, the better figure. Still not the best, but you do have the kind of the same problem with the arm articulation because his big, bulky shoulders get in the way going in these directions, but gets a little bit more range of movement. Plus, he does have elbows, so there's that. Unfortunately, this little scooper hand doesn't move or grip or anything like that. Would have been cool. Got a big, like, battery pack generator thing on the back here. decent paint. Not too bad. While he has elbows, he does not have knees. He does, however, have a rotation here. So that is better than nothing, but no knees. On this guy, he does have that same joint that we're used to on the hips, though. So again, very basic. Nothing too extravagant, but we had to get through these guys to get to the cooler figures in this series. So there we are with Cat O'Clock and Stonedozer. Should you add these to your collection? Probably not. Just being honest. While I do like the fact that the toy lines now are diving into the villain figures a lot more, I think there's villains that need to be done before other villains. And I think villains like Madame Odius needed to be released before things like Cat O'Clock and Stonedozer. They're just not very memorable in Ninja Steel, and while I love the fact that we're getting more villains, again, I think there's villains that should just be prioritized over the Monster of the Week sort of villains. But they're okay figures, but definitely not the best the line has to offer. That's definitely reserved for the really cool Ranger designs, and we'll be taking a look at those next. So that about does it for this review. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and as always, thanks for watching. Take care, and have a great one. Bye. I'd like to thank Joey, Mr. Mike, Joshua, and all of my fans who support me on Patreon.